Hello everyone, my name is Sumitra Swai. I welcome you back to the UNC Digital classes. We are studying Introduction to Business, and in today's class we are going to continue the objectives of your business. In our last video class, we have already discussed that what is objectives and what are the objectives of business. We are studying that objective means the purpose or the reasons for which a business exists and operates, means it is the goal which the company keeps in their eyes and always try to achieve those objectives in order to be successful. And also we have studied that there are four types of objectives that an organization always want to achieve. Those objectives are your economy objective, social objective, human objective and national objectives. We have already studied about what is economy objective and social objective. In today's class we are going to study in more detail that what is your human objective and national objective. So let's start with human objective. First we have to understand that what is human objective. By saying human objective, we are saying that the organization should fulfill or satisfy all the desires or all the social, economical and psychological benefits of any labor. Okay. So business is run by people and for the people. We have already studied it in the characteristics of any organization or business that it is a economic as well as your human activity, because we are saying that it is the people or the owner or the laborer who are working for the organization, and at the end we are serving the people, they are as our customers. Okay, so if the business is all around the peoples, then how we are fulfilling the human objective? Laborers are the most valuable human element in any business. Human objective of business are concerned with the well-being of labor. This well-being can be your economic, psychological and social. Okay. These objectives help in achieving economy and social objective of business. If we will achieve the human objective, ultimately it will help in achieving the economy objective and social objective of the business. Under human objective, the first one comes your labor welfare. How you are recognizing or how you are putting effort for the betterment of your labor is about your labor welfare. It is written that business must recognize the dignity of labor and human factors should be given due recognition. Adequate provision should be made for their health, safety and social securities. In business, employees must be provided with fair remuneration and incentives for performance, benefit of provident fund, pension or other amenities, like we can provide medical facilities, we can provide them housing facilities, etc. By all these, we can make them feel that we care for them and they will be satisfied and happy, because at the end the happy and satisfied laborers will work the best for your organization, and this will push your organization to achieve your objective. Next is you are developing human resources. It is saying that how you will develop their capabilities or their skills, their talents. Employees must be provided the opportunity for developing new skills and attitude. Human resources are the most valuable asset of business, and their development will help in the growth of business. If you will study about the case study of Ratan Tata in Tata industry, okay, you will feel that Ratan Tata ji never only work for the profit making. Okay, it is always the primary objective of any organization to earn profit. But if you will study about him, you will find that during the Taj Hotel attack or any hazard movement, he is always with his employees or the laborers. Okay, if someone is going through a very bad phase, he always makes them assure that I am always with you. Okay, so what it actually make feel about the employees or anyone in the country, that if you will be the employee of his organization, then there is something security or there is something safety. You always feel that he cares. Okay, it is not like others don't feel, but I am just giving an example which is very prominent. Likewise, developing human resources, we are studying that the organization should always arrange some training facilities or some development programs which which will ensure that the employees who are doing the work, that will not be in a very specified way. Okay, the way to perform their task will be increased and the productivity of every employee will be increased. So there is a learning curve. Okay, so that learning curve will be emphasized by training programs. So we are saying that the organization, by conducting different type of programs, can ensure or can develop new skills and attitudes or capabilities of the employee to do the organizational work in a very efficient and effective manner. Next comes your participative management. Participative means when you allow someone to participate in your decision making process. In companies, employees are not only to put all your decision on them. Okay, so they should feel free and they should feel participating. Means, as we are saying that one man or one head cannot think the best plan. So we must take their information, we must ask for their opinion if the decision is convenient for them or not. Okay, so we have to take care of that. It is written that employees should be allowed to take part in decision making process of business, and this will help in the development of employees. Such participation will also provide valuable information to the management for improving the quality of the decision. So worker participation in management will ensure that it also care for their opinion also. Next comes in your human objective, that is your labor management cooperation. Business should strive for creating and maintaining cordial employer and employee relationship. It is not like that the employer always think that the employees are only getting the salary or the wages and they are not working accordingly, and it is always on the part of the laborer that they always think that we are putting all our efforts and the management doesn't care for us. Okay. So there should be a union, or there should be the reduce of this gap in the psychology. So how it can be reduced? It can be reduced by proper labor management cooperation. We are saying that it will ensure the peace and the progress in the industry. Employees should be treated as honorable individuals and should be kept informed. They should be kept informed about all the new plans, the new information, or any changes that is going through the organization. Next comes, that is your national objective. Under national objective, the business always try to achieve the optimal utilization of resources. It is your national self-reliance, development of small scale industries, development of backward areas, and it always try to have a control over the pollution. Under national objective, first is your optimum utilization of resources. As we all know that in any country or in the environment, all the resources are very scarce. Okay, so as the resources are very much limited, what we have to do? We have to take care of those scarce resources, and we always try to utilize all the scarce resources in more to more beneficial way. So business should use the nation's resource in the best possible manner. The company should allocate that where the resources are scattered or where the resources are there in the country. Okay. So it first have to allocate them, because if we could not find that where the resources are, how you will utilize them. Okay. So first it is to allocate, and then it have to utilize the resources in the best possible manner, that in a very optimum way for its rapid and balanced economic growth of the country. Because if the resources are to be utilized in a proper or optimum way, it will help the country to gain more to more gross domestic product, or we can say the gross national product also. Next is national self-reliance. Self-reliance means to be independent. Means I don't have to be dependent on someone else. I can stand on my own feet. Okay, that is the meaning of self-reliance. We are saying that business means what? We are not taking the salary from someone else. We are starting our own organization. We are starting our own corporate. So if there will be more to more business in one country or in a nation, then the nation itself will be self-reliant. It don't depend on other countries to export the product. Okay. So it is written that it is the duty of business to help the government in increasing increasing export and in reducing dependence on imports. See, it is always in the country's part that it always try to increase the export amount and to reduce the import amount. Okay, so this will help a country to achieve economy independence. But the thing is, how you will start exporting? If the demand of your own country cannot be satisfied, then how you will start exporting? Okay, so first you have to produce that much of sufficient goods or outputs that will satisfy your own country's people's need or demand. Then if surplus will remain, then you will start exporting. Okay, so by exporting maximum to maximum goods to other countries, we can achieve your foreign exchange. Okay, and I have already told you that we can reduce the pressure of your balance of payment from the government side. Okay, next is development of small scale industry. Big business firms are expected to encourage growth of small industry which are necessary for generating employment. Okay, so if you will mark that in front of any mall or film or in front of any big companies, there are small companies. Yes or no? Small shops, any small entities. Yes or no? If it is a mall, then in front of that mall there will be different type of cycle stands or shoe stands or different type of, if it is a dress material shop. Okay, so in front of that there will be a tailor shop, there should be a vegetable seller or the juice seller or like that. Okay, so what it is doing actually, so when there is a business means big business entity, it always help the small scale industries, the small size shops or trades to be successful. Okay, so the small industries provide the inputs for the big industries, and the big industries help the small industry to be more successful. Next is your development of backward areas. Business is expected to give preference to the industrialization of backward region of the country. Balanced regional development is necessary for peace and progress in the country. This point is saying that it is not like that all the companies are to be opened or to be run in all the metro cities only. Okay, so you sometimes heard that the IIT or IIM, they are coming into different various regions which are not very much famous or very much popular. Okay, so what we are trying actually, by putting or by opening a business in a very rural or backward area, that area itself will develop. So in this way we are trying to keep a balance in the whole country. It is not like that all the urban city will be more developed and all the rural city will be underdeveloped. Okay, so we always try to keep or maintain a proper balance throughout the country, and ultimately it will help to have peace and progress in the country. Next and the most important, that is your control over pollution. We all know that how pollution is a big matter in today's generation. Yes or no? So all over, it is not like in our country, it is all over the world actually. So why pollution is increasing actually? Due to the development or the increase in the technology. Yes or no? So also by the increasing number in the industrialization. Yes or no? So rapid industrialization has resulted in the air, water and noise pollution. Okay. There are also soil pollution and different type of other pollutions too. So it must make proper arrangement for the disposal of smoke, waste, effluents, etc. to protect the health and life of the people, animal and birds. It is not like that only we are staying in the world or in the earth. Okay, there are the animals, there are the birds, there are the trees, everyone. All the living and non-living things are there in the earth. So we have to respect them and we have to take care of their life also. It is not like only for the human development we cannot destroy the environment. Okay. What will also at the end of the pollution? It is also going to affect our life indirectly. Yes or no? Actually in direct sense also. So we have to take a proper care of that. How we can reduce noise pollution, how we can reduce the water pollution and air pollution, how we can help to reduce all the environmental hazards and pollution that will keep ourselves healthy and safe. So with this, all the objectives of business are completed. Let's take a glance at what we have studied. There are four objectives. First is your economy objective. Economy objective is saying that how a company can earn more to more profit. That is the primary objective. But there are some supplementary objective in economy objective, that is your creating customer, means how a company can earn more to more profit by attracting more customers. And how customers will be attracted? By providing new product, and the product can be made by innovations in form of your product. It can be in form of packaging, or it can be in the process or the technology or anything. Innovation means something change or something new. Okay, so all these three things comes under your economic objective. Next is your social objective. Social objective means how we can take care of the society where we are living. So under social objective, it was your quality goods at fair price, means we have to provide the quality goods at reasonable price. Next is remuneration to the employees. The people who are working with us, they are also the part of the society, and we have to take care of them. Next is generating employment. We can provide more to more employment facilities in the society, and we can reserve a particular seat for the local peoples who can work as our employees. Next is fair return to the investor. The people who are the shareholders or the stakeholder in our company, they should get a fair and timely and safe return from us. Next is social welfare. Social welfare means we are saying that all the NGO or the old age homes, roads, schools, everything have to be taken care of. Next is payment of tax. We have to pay timely tax to the government. And the third one was your human objective. Under human objective, it was your labor welfare. How we can provide them more to more better facility, that can be your economy or social or psychological benefits. Next is developing human resources. Next is participative management and labor management cooperation. And the last objective was your national objectives. Under national objective, we studied that we must utilize all the scarce resources in a optimum manner, and we have to help our country to be self-reliant, and we always try to minimize the imports and how we will increase our exports. With this, we can earn more to more foreign exchanges. Next is your development of small business, that it in the local way or in the local areas, how we are treating with all the small industries or all the small trades. And next is your development of backward areas and pollution control. With this, we have completed all the objectives of a business. I think this video will help you to understand this concept. If you have any doubt in the video, you can write it in the comment box. Thank you for watching.